this next section of fundamental behaviors is revolving around one of our core convictions of responsibility. That is, that we, in responsibility as disciple makers, need to fight for people. Now, that's a really interesting concept. What do we mean when we say fighting for people? And we'll get into some of those practicals below, but essentially it's meaning that we are going to pursue them in their world and invite them into ours. And really, this is one of the most incredible things I think that we can teach a young person, someone who wants to be a disciple maker, because the church has for years said that people need to belong before they believe, and that is absolutely true. But what happens when they don't want to belong? Well, we have to belong to them, and we have to get into their world. And that means that not only do we invite them into our world, and that's going to be part of it for sure, they need to experience our community and our lives if we're going to impart the kingdom into their life, but we need to get into their world. So what do we mean by fighting for people? Well, what we are essentially saying by that is that you are trying to get someone into your small group. And when we mean get someone into your small group, that is not an organizational agenda. What we mean by small group is that community of people around your life that you are doing life with, and through your life are imparting the kingdom into their life. That relational objective is at the heart of what we mean when we say small group leading. And so your life is really at the center of our concept of small group. Not the weekly meeting, although the weekly meeting certainly serves that idea, but the idea that that community of people that you are really doing life with because you have fought for them. And we as disciple makers need to emulate Christ in the way that he did discipleship. And we see him sacrificing and serving and ministering and coming to us in our world. And through the transformation of that pursuit of Christ, our lives were forever changed. And so what Christ has done in us, for us, in our experience, we want to do for others. What he has done in our life, we want Christ to do through our life. And so as we become the hands and feet of Jesus to our campus, so often we need to emphasize this. And I will say, if there is one conviction that we need to really double down on and learn to grow in, the world is not coming to us. We have to go to them. And we have to learn to fight well. I have any number of friends who are ministers in different contexts, and that is one of the things that they often come back to, is in our experience with Chi Alpha. That is what we have learned or experienced or understood, is this profound way of empowering people to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to go outside of the walls of services or events or activities or the come to me mentality, but the idea that we need to go to them is so transformative. And I've been a minister of the gospel in a number of different places around the country, different countries. I have a lot of friends that are full-time missionaries all over the world, and I can tell you that it doesn't really matter where you are. Marketplace ministry, missions, university ministry, all of it is contextualized. But what the world needs is disciple makers. And one of the most profound ways that we can become effective in our discipleship is through taking hold of this idea of how do we fight for people, fight for them to experience the love of God, fight for them to experience the pursuit of God through our pursuit of their lives and through our friendship, that their life will be transformed as a result. And so I want to just encourage you, if you have a whole bunch of contacts, so to speak, a bunch of people in your life, around your world, that you're like, man, I've got these people that I don't know what to do with. I've met them maybe during Welcome Week, and I've got their number, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I do next? Well, this is for you. This is the season that you're in. This is the phase that you're in. Is you need to model that pursuing after people. And so we'll get into what that looks like here in this section.